It's time now for the Peter Channel Evening News on this Friday evening, May 13th, 2016. Good evening, everybody. I am Peter Wiggins, and now here 6:40 p.m. News and on our top 3 at 6:40 p.m. on this Friday evening is the Obama administration's instruction to schools are now they must accommodate transgender students, prompted a mixed reaction on Friday, with some politicians, districts, and parents embracing it objected as important civil rights protection. Washington, anticipating long lines at airport checkpoints this summer, Homeland Security Secretary Jet Johnson said Friday that Transportation Security Administration officials would take aggressive steps to stretch its workforce by hiring more workers. Washington, the pharmaceutical giant Pfizer, tightened its policies Friday regarding the use of drugs and lethal injections, a movement experts said would make it harder for states to carry out the executions. Everyone, according to Newt Gingrich, Adelson, Sengel is big for Trump. Cristina Fernandez de Kirchner in El Cafate, Argentina last month, she was accused on Friday of manipulating the nation's central bank in the final months of her presidency. Immigrant advocacy groups on Friday condemned the reported plans by the Obama administration to launch a new series of raids against illegal immigrant families from Central America. Beirut, the top military commander of the Lebanon Hezbollah was killed in an explosion near the Syrian capital of Damascus, a Shiite guerrilla group said on Friday, the highest level of casualty yet in this intervention in the raging civil war next door. Sao Paulo, global investment firm BlackRock is betting the change in government in Brazil will lead to a gradual economic recovery and give shares more room to rise. Spanish officials ordered 9,000 people evacuated on Friday night from a large apartment complex after a raging fire that sprawled entirely the opposite spectacular toxic clouds of black smoke in the sky. Red Zucco, Poland. A high-ranking U.S. defense official said that new threats of Russia to neutralize American-backed defensive systems in Europe were misinformed and causing problems between the two powers at a time of heightened tensions. On the Philippines, a major labor dispute between Verizon and 39,000 workers newly lit the violence in the Philippines where police and union officials faced off in the street. So, North Korea could be beyond a attempted hacking operation that targeted South Korea's defense industry. So, North Korea sent arms and 30 military instructors to the Democratic Republic and the Congo, according to a UN report. So, Kim Jong-un visited a public exhibition of North Korean main trucks and tractors where he stressed the importance of the state's guiding ideology. Baghdad, Iraq. Gunmen killed at least 13 people and injured 23 others in an attack on a cafe in the northern Iraqi province of Saldan. Texas authorities have launched an investigation to solve a mystery of a man who was found headless inside a pickup truck in Indian on May 3rd. A 32-year-old New Hampshire man has been charged with attempted capital murder after he allegedly shot 2 New Hampshire police officers early Friday morning, according to authorities. Peterson Air Force Base, Colorado. Air Force General Lori J. Ross on Friday became the first woman to lead a top-tier U.S. warfighting command when she took over as leader of the North American Aerospace Defense Command in the U.S. Atlanta police are searching for 2 males allegedly attacked a woman Saturday night and get to steal a car. The surveillance gas station shows Jasmine Warren giving money to a homeless person, and she turns around Warren and is held at gunpoint. Attleboro police were looking for an illegal handgun, but found a lot more. Bales of synthetic marijuana, potentially devastating since linked to seizures. Halloween Station's bizarre behavior. Now, City Apartment Joel faces double trouble. Charges of manufacturing fake pot and possession of a gun without license. Paul Corvo, 26 of 512 South Main Street, Unit 8 in Attleboro, was arrested Tuesday by detectives and investigators after searching of his apartment prompted by a tip he alleged an illegal firearm. Police said police alleged that Corvo had manufactured and synthetic marijuana, commonly referred to as spice, and that there was a handgun in his apartment. He was arrested about 7:45 p.m. Tuesday after a search by Attleboro Police Detectives and Drug Task Force officer and an agent of the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration seized 63 pounds of suspected synthetic marijuana and 13 pounds of the substance believed to be used to make the drug. Attleboro John Henry Rand resigned from his city building commission after making a questionable comment on Facebook that he said it was meant as an innocent joke. Attleboro police stopped the car suspecting Henry Rand accident and seek longer arrest of driver and drug possession charges after finding alleged narcotics and paraphernalia in the vehicle. Rentham, the state is warning that European tourists affected the measles visited several locations in Massachusetts, including Wentham Village premium outlets. Attleboro, the school department has filed 2 key administrative posts. Lake Mary, Florida. Been for the gun. Judge Zimmerman used to shoot Trayvon about the top $65 million Friday, but it seems unlikely anyone will seriously pay that much for it. Los Angeles. The Los Angeles Times, largest newspaper in California. George Clinton of the state's upcoming primary on June 7th. Phoenix. Airline passenger waiting to be reunited with her personal belongings after more than 3,000 suitcases were dumped in the parking lot in Phoenix. Washington. President Barack Obama welcomed leaders from Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Iceland and Denmark to the White House on Friday. Boston. Legislation aimed at encouraging police departments to help heroin addicts seek treatment instead of jail has passed in the U.S. House. The legislation was supported by the Massachusetts U.S. Representative Seth Moulton and inspired by a program pioneered by the Gloucester Police Department. The program connects addicts to treatment programs that arrest them and they commit to getting clean. The legislation, among several bills aiming to combat an opioid addiction, and sponsored by members of the State Democratic Congressional delegation that passed the House this week. Framingham, Massachusetts, the latest on high-speed police pursuit from Massachusetts New Hampshire caught on video showing police pulling a suspect who appeared to be surrendered as trooper suspended after being caught on tape. Washington. Sales at U.S. retail restaurants grew at the fastest pace of the war. Then a year last month, the same consumers stepped up spending at their stores for tutors at the scene. U.S. stock state late tunnel afterwards. Retail suffering continues. Rep says Bill Davis, longtime owner at Old Main Post Office, is dead. At the Rosemont in Chicago. Dallas, SB 500 logged third week of losses as oil slides as shares dropped. There's a strong report of U.S. retail sales failed to surge. Investor worries about the troubled sector. Meanwhile, dropping crude oil futures are weighted on energy shares and deflated investors are protect for risky assets. Thousands of years ago, Southern First Americans dealt beyond a pond with what is now Florida clutching sharp stone knives. They had to the test of the slain mastodon precisely meter away from the long bone. Justice Canaries, once born miners of lack of oxygen and economic shorebird that migrate from Siberia to West Africa, sending warning signals about the impact of climate change on the planet. They limit on guts and digestion food, making some balance. Love chocolate may even control mood. They can help turn on weeds into fuel and cover up oil spills. It's not easy being a dung beetle, besides the obvious fact they eat well. Dung in the act to get a meal involved process. Dog lovers, alert! Sugarless chewing gum isn't good for your pooch. The first secret related microcephaly case that found on U.S. soil was reported Friday that Puerto Rico has concerns to go over the outbreak of mosquito-borne virus in the U.S. A new study reinforces that a theory that higher melatonin levels could increase the ability of the beta skeleton and pancreas to secrete insulin. Gluten-free products are increasing popular, but they are not suitable for everyone. While a diet without gluten may work as an adult, there'll be a reason for children to avoid it, and many reasons not to. The latest stocks today are down 185.18 points at 17,535.32. SP5 down 17.5 at 46.61, and Nasdaq down 19.66 points at 4,717.68. And this just in from the New England Express via mass incident page in a shooting in Boston at 651 Washington Street for a shooting. Female gunshot wounded head. Hispanic male ran down Lithgow Street. Peter Channel News Time, 6:49 p.m. Time out for Sports Report. Tonight, the Boston Red Sox will be taking on Houston Astros. Game time, 7:10 p.m. at Fenway Park. One Major League Baseball score report. Chicago Cubs defeat the Pittsburgh Pirates 9-4. Major League Baseball suspended Colorado Rockies shortstop was arrested without pay fight May 31st for violent and domestic violence policy. The league announced Friday. Ray McElroy didn't look like a guy who just posted the best round ever at the Players' Championship. He marched on it off course Friday at the TPC Sawgrass Stadium course as poor finish has McElroy stayed under 64 at Players. When he supported it, a G and Infantino FIFA president wouldn't like a back when he won the office in February. We saw a visit of a celebrity-friendly photo op ready trouble, love and money given, but basically past tenure. Raphael Nadal will go in the final week in preparation of the French Open with a slightly bitter taste in the mouth. He was seated. Peter Channel News Time, 6:50 on this Friday evening, and it is time now for Trevor born in this late in this Friday evening. Let's study off down in Rhode Island. Where 95 minutes southbound side is open, particularly at the downtown Providence. 195 westbound side is off from Route 44 in East Providence, at the downtown Providence around 95. 95 minutes southbound side, Louisville covered 3 stretch. 146 in the northbound side, Louisville after Route 99 in Lincoln down. 495 minutes southbound side, Louisville over the Carver stretch. 28 in the northbound side, Louisville before the Bourne Rotary. 120 in the southbound side, it is slow go from Highland Street in Needham all the way after the Brink. Route 24 in Randolph. 120 to the northbound side, so for the split all the way after Route 24. Route 3 to the southbound side, so the Braintree split all the way after Route 18 in Weymouth. Southwest Expressway on both ends, also from Dorchester to Braintree. Southwest Expressway southbound side is backed up for the Pike to Dorchester. 93 to the southbound side, so from Somerville to the Mass Park on the eastbound side, it is so from Newton Corner all the way out to the Logan Airport, which is slow on both ends. Mass Park on the westbound side, a little slow around the Newton Corner. 120 to the northbound side, also from Route 3 in Woburn all the way out to the Linfield stretch. Mass back on the westbound side, it's stop and go from Route 30 in Natick and Hitchbridge again from Route 9 in Framingham to past Route 495 in Westborough. 495 on the southbound side, also from Hudson all the way to 290 in Marlborough. Route 3 on the northbound side, it is slow from 495 low up to Nashua, New Hampshire. 495 on the northbound side, it is slow from Lawrence all the way at Haverhill. Mass back on the westbound side, slow before I-84 in Sturbridge. 93 on the northbound side, it's off in Salem, New Hampshire, just before 293 in Manchester, New Hampshire. But New Hampshire highways are looking good. Up in Maine, 95 on the southbound side, it's over the Bangor, Maine stretch. Up in Vermont, it's looking good, and highways and byways, Maine and Bars are looking good. 91 on the northbound side, so from 57 to Route 291 Springfield. I-91 on the northbound side, it is so from Hartford all the way, that's the southbound Hartford. I-91 on the southbound side, so from 291 I-84. I-84 on the eastbound side, so after Route 91 to Hartford. I-84 on the westbound side, so from I-91 to West Hartford. I-84 on the eastbound side, so from New York border to Danbury and Waterbury. And I-84 to both ends also on the Waterbury stretch. 95 on the northbound side, it's so from I-91 to Guilford. 95 on the both ends, it's so from Stamford stretch. And 95 northbound is backed up to Route 8 in Bridgeport. And Meadow Park on the eastbound side, so from Stamford all the way out at Bridgeport. Highways and byways in New York City are slow go. Slow go, 278, Lincoln Tunnel, 95, you name it. Backed up in the highways and byways, New York City, but 95 on the southbound side, also the Levittown stretch, 676 on the eastbound side. 76 on the eastbound side, so from King Prussia down to Center City, Philadelphia. 676 on the westbound side, so for the Center City, Philadelphia. Highways and byways at Pennsylvania, looking good. Pennsylvania turn miles from Philly to Pittsburgh. I-8 from New York all the way out to Cleveland, and New York State looking from New York all the way down to Pennsylvania border via Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, and Albany. And I-81 in the northbound side, Louisville, Ithaca Falls. Okay, take a look at MBTA alerts at 6:53. Okay, take a look at MBTA alerts. The subways are looking good. Commuter rail, Fitchburg train 425. 6:20 p.m. from North Station. Departing North Station is operated approximately 10-20 minutes later en route to Fitchburg. Fitchburg train 423 550 about by the North Station is operated 23 minutes late en route to Fitchburg. Please board about Worcester Line train that platforms at Fairbury and Fort Whistle Farm Station at 7:30 p.m. Please board Worcester Line trains on platforms at Wellesley Farms at Fairbury stations until 7:30 p.m. Middlebury Lakeville train 021 512 p.m. outbound is operating 10-50 minutes late between South Station to Middlebury Station due to mechanical issue. And on the Thursday, I'm looking good. Peter Chillin News Time, 6:55 on this Friday evening. It's time now for a weather report. And look at that radar, and it shows a widespread light rain extending from eastern and central western Massachusetts, stretching down to Connecticut, all of Rhode Island. And zooming out a little bit, and it shows the rain stretching all the way from eastern Vermont, coming to all New Hampshire, and stretching from Kennebuck, stretching west of Portland, and stretching it up into Waterville and Bangor, Maine. And it's stretching all the way where we've seen some heavy rain showers in eastern North Carolina, stretching up in the northern eastern portions of South Carolina. And we're seeing one batch of heavy rain stretch around 95 around southeastern Connecticut, around New London, around Groton and Mystic, and stretch around eastern Long Island. And gonna time to see where they are going. So this is gonna be headed towards southern Rhode Island in the next couple of minutes. So southern Rhode Island, you're next to this heavy bout of rain. And this is another heavy band of cells stretching from natural stretching out in the sub-central portions of New Hampshire. So Haverhill, you're next. And another band of heavy stretch from Stamford and stretching towards Portland, Maine area. So Portland, Maine, you're next in these lines of heavy bout of rain showers. Alright, 7-day forecast. It goes like this. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely before midnight. Then check the showers. Patchy fog after 8 p.m. Otherwise, cloud skies, but low around 54 degrees, becoming part cloud skies. South about 3 to 7 miles out. Chance to 70%. New advance between 1.5 inches possible. For Saturday, south skies about 76 degrees. Light west will become southwest with 5 to 9 miles in the morning. Sunday night, a slight showers and thunderstorms may after midnight. Mostly cloud skies with a low around 47 degrees. West about 8 miles an hour. Chance is 50%. New radio amounts between 10 quarter day. Check 7 amounts possible thunderstorms. Sunday, slight showers between 9 a.m. and noon. Most of the skies about 60 degrees. West about 9 to 30 miles. Gust is 29 miles an hour. Chance is 20%. Sunday night, forecast about 40 degrees. West about 11 miles. Gust is 26 miles an hour. For Monday, most sunny, most clouds about 59, about 43 degrees. Tuesday, most sunny skies warming up to 67 degrees. Thursday night, chance of showers after 1 a.m. Punch bug after 5 a.m. Most clouds will about 46 degrees and chest patches 30%. Wednesday, check the showers. Most clouds about 63, about 46 degrees. Chest patches 40%. Thursday, parts of the podcast about 65, about 46 degrees. And for Friday, most sunny skies with a higher end 68 degrees. Currently here, not here. It is a overcast with a rain in it. 67, humidity 76%. 19 of Celsius, and that's going to be it for the Peter channel. Evening news on this Friday evening, May 13, 2016. Peter, have a good evening, goodbye day, dude. And tonight is the Norton High School prom at Lake Pearl Luciano. So I'm expecting all my friends who are attending the prom have the time of their lives and stay safe, no alcohol, and arrive alive. See you 11.